The Owenite socialists and the Harvard Unitarians joined forces together to push for this public education system. And then, of course, they were finally joined by the Protestants, who were very much concerned about Catholic immigration in this country, to create this Protestant public education system that would prevent the Catholics from taking over America.
Some of the social engineers were saying to the Christian parents, you know, you really don't want to mess up your nice Protestant society that you have here in New England, so simply send all the children to the classrooms and we'll make sure that they're uniformly Protestant. And so the Protestants began to compromise with that idea, and they surrendered their children to a curriculum that was not neutral, and Boston became an experimental city for the powers of the state. And Horace Mann and others were pushing for a government-controlled education curriculum.
Horace Mann wanted to concentrate on education to bring in social reform. He travelled to Prussia and was impressed with a model of education that involved centralised, compulsory, state-funded schools. This is what he imported to America.
We, who are engaged in the sacred cause of education, are entitled to look upon all parents as having given hostages to our cause.
This was the beginning of state-certified teachers and much of what we know in education today.
And so in 1819, both in Prussia and in Boston, the very first compulsory, forced education classrooms opened, forcing the population to send their children there.
What we're finding here is that the very foundation of American compulsory education isn't Christian. It isn't even particularly American. This new compulsory education system was surprisingly close to the school system proposed by Karl Marx in the Communist Manifesto.
We must abolish the family. We must destroy the most hallowed of relations. We must replace home education with social.
In fact, the 10th plank of the Communist Manifesto demanded free education for all. This was a tactical attack on the biblical family.